Oh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Welsh Chess Chats. I'm Feeling Master John Blackburn, and I'm joined by Candidate Master Mr. Bullen. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I see that the Candidate Master disappeared from before my name, which is a little bit upsetting, but I'll rectify that for the next stream.
Yeah, you can definitely change that somewhere in the settings somewhere. I think it's quite easy to do. But don't ask me now how to do it.
That's fine. I just want to assure the fans I've not lost my title. I am still the Candidate Master.
But you normally have the name of everybody's favourite Candidate Master, right?
Yeah, it's because I tried to change it last week. Maybe I've just forgot to put the CM. Maybe that's...
Oh, okay, right, okay. We don't actually know where our third wheel is, Mr. Johan Rees, or Dr. Johan Rees, as maybe his official title is. So maybe he'll join us, maybe he won't. I guess we'll see. He's probably still trying to work out how to turn on his computer. Which is usually his problem, isn't it? He's usually got a lot of technical issues.
He's got a different excuse every week, though. I think, hasn't he? It's like he just can't. He's probably one of the 4 viewers. He just
probably just
logged on.
Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, and the computer can't say his name. It goes FM1 uses joins when it comes up. Here he is. Hello, Doctor.
How's it going? All right. Sorry.
Yeah. We're just saying that you
computer error.
Oh, really?
Good call, John.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. Any glasses of wine tonight, Johan?
Oh, sorry. My headphones are playing up.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get on with the
calendar. As a little cough. No technical issues. Now he'll leave, won't he?
God, I'll tell you what, just mute yourself and just sort yourself out. Well, we'll speak to you in a second, Johan. But let's have a look at what's coming up on the chat today. Obviously, we're going to have a look at the Welsh Chess Union calendar and change of ratings, which there probably should be a few changes, actually. Ratings speak for themselves. Now, I don't know whether the English is right on this. Ratings speak for themselves or ratings speak for themselves. I was trying to do a Hans Niemann kind of thing on it. So we'll have a look at the FIDE ratings of Welsh chess players because it's the first of the month, and every time a new month comes around, some changes come through. Olympiad news, boys. Are you excited?
Is there Olympiad news?
Yeah, I'm excited for the news as well.
Yeah, Olympiad news coming through. Okay, I mean, it's not that exciting, but there is Olympiad news. Welsh juniors are playing an online European. We'll have a look at some of the results. Kind of waited for them to actually get a positive result before we looked at it again deliberately, but I actually think there might be more to that. And then we've got quite a few local league games that we've all played to have a look at. I know I've got one that I'm quite happy to show both of you. My kind of like disaster, but saved it as well. And Alex, you've got like what 10 to show us or something like that?
I've got a wide range. This happens when you're
Is Alex going to be like top of the most played chart or something?
Well, I mean, you can't wait to go on to that, can you? We're looking at the calendar first, though, Johan, I'm afraid. But he might be. He might be closing in. Johan, did you play in Total Tuesday this week at all? Or
I think I played eight rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe you can give us because I don't think Widjakanzi had finished last time we did the chat, so we maybe should just have a quick recap of what happened and any chess worldwide really that's going on, which would be good. But let's jump into the calendar just to see if there's any main changes. Welsh Chess Union website. Let's click on the calendar. Hello, Gary. Okay, yeah, the ratings. Yeah, I know, Gary. I looked at that the other day. So what's coming up first of all? Well, first of all, we're not in January anymore, but obviously we had the WCU Blitz. Did that happen?
It did, yes.
It did. And that was when? When was that happen? That was on the
Saturday.
Saturday.
Did you play?
I was away. I just saw the results.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What were the results?
I've never heard of the people who came first and second, and then Greg came third.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think it was on tiebreak. Maybe they all got the same score, so I don't know if it's joint first. In Blitz, they do tiebreak historically, I think. But I think they were juniors, maybe.
I completely forgot to load that up on the website, by the way. So let's. Is it the South Wales Winter Blitz?
I assume so.
Yeah. Okay. So let's load it in. Okay. So I've got it over here. I completely forgot to load that up, but here we are. This is the final rankings after 11 rounds.
Look at those ratings.
1634 Nikita Liznik won it on tiebreak, and joint first with Vismith Prabhu, who is a junior, and Gregor Stoschek, who would have been the massive favourite to win this event, given the rating difference. Wow, Greg has.
That's pretty insane, that result, isn't it?
It is insane, actually.
That's the fun of Blitz, I think, right?
It is.
In a classical, this has 0% chance of happening, but in Blitz...
He lost to the two that they joint first with.
Well, that deserves the result for them too then, doesn't it?
Yeah, wow. And then Vismith lost to Simon Blackmore and had 2 draws, drew with the other joint first winner. So, yeah, Nikita...
Look at those results.
Just lost to Di James in the last 3 rounds if he hadn't done that. Yeah, fantastic play. I mean, I don't know who Nikita Liznik is, but fair play to this person. Fantastic performance, as well as Vismith Prabhu as well. 13:39. But I've Vismith though was Joandera for the junior training day that we did, and it was still looking like a really strong player, to be honest. So a lot of our juniors are underrated.
He came to the training day, isn't it? Look at that.
Well, it probably is. Probably.
I bet all those tactics that I did with them, and then
the calculation exercises. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, that it's good. I mean, these blitzes are great.
Incredible result, then.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I know some of our juniors here. So, for example, David Bolochkin's a junior, Lucas Zeng's a junior. I think William Francis is a junior. Arush Murthy is a junior. I'm not sure about the rest, but there might be somewhere. Maybe Gruff is a junior, but I'm not sure about the rest. But Andrew Zurilev maybe didn't turn up or something. But yeah, fantastic performance by Nikita and Vismith to beat Greg, and that's what's won it for them. So well done. And okay, joint first, but when Nikita winning it on tiebreak, fair play. Fantastic performance. I think these events are fantastic, by the way, because I don't remember when I was younger there being lots and lots of Blitz events around.
There was nothing until I was a bit older, actually. Yeah,
I think they're even super new, like having them regularly at all. Even up till a couple of years ago, they used to have them every year, like national championships, right? But
actually, thinking about it, there was none. It was Rapid that was new. It was Rapid was quite new when I was young, and then there was no Blitz at all. I don't think I've ever really played any Blitz tournaments in person.
This might be why we're so terrible at Blitz online and over the board compared to these young kids.
As a kid, I was amazing at Blitz. I was really good at Blitz.
Really?
But I'm so much worse at it over the board now. Like I was really good at Blitz when I was young. Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot of Blitz opportunities because you've got the UK Blitz qualifiers. And then, we've got the Welsh Blitz Championships as well, which is obviously for everybody. But then there's just random events like this, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a few of us on the ECF calendar as well. So it's something, I guess, with the way that things are going, chess has become a much shorter time control game overall.
I think basically the way Carlson is, like he's very much for the World Championship should now be like 2 games a day type thing, like I'm not playing with it unless that happens. And I think that's what's going to happen because the audience is there now.
Yeah.
Like, when chess.com and stuff streaming, like thousands of people are watching and they want to watch the faster time controls. So I think I think that's what's going to happen. Nobody wants to watch like a classical time control world championship for 8 hours, 1 game a day, really. Like not many people, not thousands of people. So I think it is going to get faster. I think now that the audience is there.
What are your thoughts, Alex, on that?
Well, I don't think so because it's just different, right? They already have a world championship for Rapid and Blitz. They might become maybe more celebrated than they are instead of just sticking them at Christmas time. But I think you'll still have like the long play ones they have. Because I mean, I think people complain about them when they're on. Most people still watch, right?
Yeah,
but not for the full 8 hours, right?
well,
Okay,
I mean,
no.
I tell you what, though, okay, Ding versus Nepo probably wasn't as much of a pull because, well, Carlson wasn't in there. But when it was Carlson breaking Nepo in that first game that he won, I remember the day I remember my day while I was teaching in the school, and I was teaching like a 2-hour session in the school. The game started right before that 2-hour session. We had it on in the background. The kids were sat there with chairs watching it and watching the commentary on chess.com. Then I had an after school club at the same school and we had it on then and they were still watching it. Then I traveled home. It was still on. I was still watching it. I taught a couple of lessons and it was still on. And I was absolutely glued to the screen. It was amazing.
Like 3 a.m. when it
finished.
Yeah,
whatever time it finished, it went on and on and on, didn't it? That was a brilliant game. And that was a long play game. And that's one of my favorite ones to actually ever watch. But I still prefer the long play, but I think that maybe we need to adapt. And
I prefer the long play. I like watching it, but when we're in the minority, I think people want to watch the faster things, and I think eventually, now Carlson's made his decision, and like I think if he carries on playing, it will if Carlson carries on playing and continues to be world number one, it's going to devalue the. It's going to devalue the World Championship cycle, and people will eventually stop watching it so much. Especially if Ding and I can see if Caruana wins the candidates and becomes world champion, that doesn't devalue it. But if some random person wins the candidates and then plays Ding, and maybe Ding wins or the other random person wins, then you've got like a world champion that clearly isn't the best, for a long time, and. It just devalues it. Nobody's going to watch it then.
Yeah, and I guess with Ding not performing so well recently, it's also, again, it's already started to happen, hasn't it? A little bit. I'll tell you what, maybe the people in the chat can let us know if they prefer watching, if they do watch any commentary or any online games online that are played maybe over the board, or I guess also included online games as well, like the Pro Chess League things as well. Do you prefer the long play events to watch? Do you prefer the rapid play or the blitz? Or even the bullet brawls, I guess. There's all this different things to different genres as well, isn't there? Okay, well, obviously the day afterwards they had the Welsh Chess Premier League as well. I guess, Alex, you haven't loaded anything up for this, have you? I guess so. I can click on.
No, I don't think the results are online.
The results are not online yet. Oh, okay. So
they weren't when last time I checked, which was earlier today.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look next week. I only know how Cardiff did.
That's all right. Unfortunately, our weekends. So Alex was just saying actually before, Johan, how disappointed he was that he's got the whole weekend in his apartment to himself. We've had to cancel, I'm afraid, our junior weekends. It wasn't enough sign-ups, and I think it's a knock-on effect that we need to wait a few years for more children to grow up and get a bit older to come to this. We're just not enough children in Wales. I guess a few couldn't make it for whatever reason, which was a shame, really, a big shame. But yeah, we cancelled that one, and hopefully maybe we'll either do it online in the future, or whether we'll just maybe give some more notice for future things. Star next to Welsh Spring Open, but I think this was on before. Johan? Alex?
Yeah, I think the star will be because you can now enter it, and there are entries for it.
There are actually entries for it. Okay, so the Spring Open's coming up.
Any random like GMs and stuff,
Well,
Perugia.
I guess the problem is
candidates.
And the problem is that it's a clash, isn't it? This one again, is it?
With
foreign CL, but the different divisions.
Nope. Everybody plays 10th to 11th Feb.
Oh, really? Okay, so
our weekend's 10th to 11th Feb, right? You've got the dates right.
Probably not. I also know it's next.
If he's selected, right?
Probably won't select him.
Yeah, if selected, yes. If selected, be next week. Okay, well, this is coming up. I guess we could make this one. It includes also, there's an under 16, 13, and 11 championships. So not this weekend coming, but, well, in 2 weeks' time, 2 and a bit weeks' time, £30 before the 3rd of Feb. So get your entry in now. Otherwise, it's going to be £10 more at £40. If you need a Welsh ID, contact David Norris. So 3 games on the Saturday. They seem to like this kind of format, guys. Are you a fan of the free Saturday games, or?
That would be better, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I think because they have a sensible break between the games, yes, I'm in favour. I think it's good that they have both options in Wales. For example, the one they had recently in Bridgend had a Friday night game. This one doesn't. So I think alternating keeps everyone happy.
Yeah. Okay. And look at these entrants again. 15 in the Open already, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if that can get up towards 25, that would be really good, wouldn't it?
I know there was like 40 something last year.
Was there? Okay. And then the under 13, we've only got 3, and under 11, we've got 3. This just goes to show, though, doesn't it, really? Just, how big do we think these 2 junior events are going to... In fact, there's an under 16 event as well that's got no entries then. Must be.
I think the under 16 is part of the Open.
Thank you. So I guess they'll
which I think is good. I think that's how it should be.
Okay, so that would be Emma, Govind, Adam, Ethan as well. Those 4 are juniors that I know of. They'll probably be playing for the under 16. But yeah, it'd be good to see. The under 13, under 11 really need to fill up, don't they? I remember when I was junior, it felt like you had like easily 20 entrants just immediately at those age ranges.
But because you'd get people busting them in, wouldn't you? You'd get Kevin Thomas on his mini bus. You'd have, that's like 15 already. So
busting them. Did he actually bust them in? Did that actually happen?
Yeah, Kevin Thomas used to bring them from Monmouth. They'd have
double-decker bus from Monmouth, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah, they loved it. They'd have a little day out. You'd be handing out sandwiches to them between games.
Oh, really?
Right,
oh, yeah. I completely missed this.
This wasn't in our day, John. This was definitely not in your day, but like it was probably just starting as I was a bit older.
I've got a comment in chat here, and hello, take the space from New Zealand as well. It clashes with a rapid play in Mid Wales also. It's not on the Welsh chess calendar, this rapid play, but I have seen on chess results that we do have the Aberystwyth rapid play. So I'm guessing that this is maybe happening. Does it have a date on it? Tournament details. Is it dates? 17th. Okay, so there is a clash there with the tournament. And okay, we'll check on that obviously closer to the time as well. Be great to see it being added to the calendar. You just need to email the webmaster. The email's on some of these links on here on the left. If you just find the WC positions, please get it on there so people know about it, just in case they can't make the whole weekend for the Open, for the Congress, and they prefer rapid play. It'd be good to get that on there too. Okay, no more changes as far as I can see. So the calendar is nearly over, but I don't know about you guys, but I am really looking forward to the Welsh Championships on the 29th of March. It feels like it's literally just around the corner now. Does it feel close to you?
It's April. Oh no, yeah, March, isn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't really
a bit closer than that.
It doesn't feel close, Alex. It feels like it's like
no. I just think when I think I've probably got like 3 or 4 events before then it seems quite a long way away. So I always think in terms of events rather than time. So yeah.
It feels like a long way away. I need to learn how to play chess before then. So
yeah, I mean, for me, because I've potentially got 2 4 NCL weekends if I get selected, and a few league games, I haven't actually got any other tournaments apart from that. So it does feel like if I don't start studying over this half term that's coming up, then I'm not going to have any openings to play for it, which is bad.
Apart from the ones you played for the last 30 years.
Oh yeah, apart from the ones I played for the last 30 years, yeah.
I think the French might make an outing, to be honest, if someone goes E4.
Do you know what though? You're right. I actually watched a video on Lichess recently.
The Scandinavian.
No. It was on the French. I was like, it was on the French, and I was like, oh, I haven't actually played this variation before. I'm just like, you know when you think you know everything about an opening, and you're like, hang on, I've never played this variation before. Let's add that tool to my repertoire. Let's watch a bit more of this and try and see if I can get a bit better at it. So, and we just had a comment in chat as well from Mr. Adams, and he's just about to put the Welsh Championships entry form live. And guess what, guys? When it does go live, I'm going to be entering immediately.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. It's childish. It'll be that refreshing to enter, won't you?
Yeah. I just for the sake of it, put your flag in the sand.
Get your first name in there.
Yeah, just so people can start preparing for me, basically. Okay, well, let's have a look at the ratings. I'm pretty sure I clicked on these the other day and it didn't work, like yesterday. So I'm going to click on all. And oh dear. So what
Straight
what
to
do I
feeder
do?
ratings, lads.
What's happened here? We can't click on ratings. Oh no, this does happen sometimes, doesn't it? They sometimes just have something just goes a bit wrong somewhere. So I'm sure the guys will be, and there are volunteers as well, so we won't be too hard on them. They'll be trying to get that working ready for the next chat. But any big changes?
Like, I can't see.
You can't see. I don't think anything much has changed.
I've played some games. I'm probably overtaking Josh McKenna in terms of most. I've been wrong.
Can
you imagine that, Alex? This is what Alex's 1 week on top, and he doesn't get to, be like.
It doesn't get to be shown.
Yeah, it's because Josh McKenna's hacked the website, hasn't he?
He probably has.
Are you up rating then, Alex, or how are you doing rating wise?
I doubt it. I'm probably about equal.
Yeah, I think we're all suffering, aren't we? But it is the first of the month, and so it probably takes us on to ratings speak for themselves. Maybe somebody in chat can correct my English, how I should do that. Trying to do a Hans Niemann thing there. I don't know, Alex, do you want to share your screen, and then we'll also cover your game as well, or your games?
Yeah, let's go for it.
And then you can also have a look. If we start with the ratings, I think. Would probably be a good thing because the feeder ratings have been updated. And I do know that one of our players actually got a little bit famous, actually, because I think it was yesterday, because one of our players was a new entry, and he appeared underneath Magnus Carlsen, and I think there's a screenshot of it. So I'll see if I can load that up, actually. 1 minute. But you can take us through the ratings first.
Yeah, so ratings published February 24, so just 1 month till lots of people get free rating points. And we can see sort of a mix at the top end for players gaining and losing rating against this time last month. Mostly from 4NCL, I guess the losses for Jose, Johan, John. But somebody's carrying.
I lose another 7 for those draws.
Lose another 7. So
man,
22-66. So yeah.
Like my average opponent, like accuracy was like, I don't know, 97% or something. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? 7 points gone.
Do you know what though? I don't think that this percentage accuracy is any way a good tool for measuring how good a chess game is. Of course, it is a tool. I'm not saying that, but I think there's so much more to it than that.
I think with with the first game maybe so, but like the second game I had on the 4NCL, there's literally nothing I could have done. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I couldn't have done anything else without a very major risk to losing the game without any upside. People can just play really well these days, and it's just you just have to suck it up and try your best.
Yeah, because you tried really hard.
It's why there's rating deflation, though, right? Because 2000s, 2100s can play, and what can you do?
It definitely didn't used to be like that. Yeah.
I did tell you this, didn't I, Johan, when you said you were coming back into playing more regularly. I said, expect to drop 100 points immediately. I did say that to you. I remember putting it in a message.
No, I'm playing. I am, playing particularly badly at the moment. So, it's expected. So
this also heats up, though, doesn't it? I know that Elijah's not been too active recently, but it also heats up for Olympiad selection places as well. And have you two had an email from Howard or?
Nope.
No, I'm pretty sure it's around now that we get the email, isn't it?
You'd like to think so. I mean, it should have been back end of last year, I'd like to think, because no one knows what they need to do, right?
Just telling us what the criteria is and how you associate yourself.
Is anything important? Is it not important? Should people be playing chess? Should they not be playing chess? No one knows. So,
Okay.
Tom's overtaking Tim then, by the looks of it.
Plus 33.
Yeah,
wow.
both gone over 2100 this month because they were both below before. So good gains there. Probably shout out Greg, who's just 1 point off getting back to 2300, which I think he hasn't been at for quite a long time as well. Whilst there's rating deflation, some people are still doing pretty well for themselves, and then quite a lot of inactive players here. Many big gamers. There's a lot of red lower down the rating list, but if you want to get to the top 100,
get bumped up soon.
Well, quite. Number 100 at the moment, 1720. Well, that'll be what? Close to 1800, I guess. Maybe over 1800 when they get
Of
bumped.
course, the rating's going to change completely. So will that happen at the start of next month then?
Yep, so pretty much a month today, I believe. So it'll be interesting to look at the ratings then, because they'll completely change.
So they will gain rating, which will have a knock-on effect when we play them, which means that we'll all go up. So actually, if you want to make a run for the IM title or 2300 or 2400, then that's the time to do it, right? There's no point playing until then, when everybody's got their ratings up. Hang on a minute. Let me share my screen again then. So because we're going on to the next thing. FIDE ratings coming through. But I did mention that there was some Olympiad news, but not any news from the Welsh Chess Union on the Olympiads. It's actually on ChessSpace that there's some Olympiad news. Did you guys see this?
Oh, no, I don't go on ChessSpace website.
Yeah. So Budapest gets ready for the 2024 Chess Olympiad. It's taking place in September this year, which is really annoying for anybody that works in a school like me, or has kids that are in school, maybe. I don't know. Or is it easier, actually, Johan, if you've got kids in school?
I don't know. I'd rather, if it was in August, I could play, but not September.
Well, there you go then. Yeah, I don't know why they've not had it in August.
Well, there's no need to quit the stream just because it's in September, mate.
It's like it's in September.
I think we all just got kicked off then.
Well, yeah, because of you.
What did I?
Just you, John.
Just me?
Oh.
Yeah, you left. Myself and
Me and
Johan
Alex
nudged
were
you
still
off,
on it.
and then we got kicked off the stream.
Oh, really? So I'm getting the blame for this, right?
Yeah, because you were sulking because it's in September and you rage quit the stream.
I rage quit.
Rage quit.
Just because Lisa's going to stop you going to the Olympiad. Like,
What are you
probably
gonna,
spare your blushes anyway, won't it?
do you know what's going to happen? You're going to message her going, he can't go, he's got to work. He's got to work.
I'm going to message her saying he went out. He went to the mall in India when he wasn't allowed.
The mall was next to our hotel.
You went across that road one time that you weren't allowed to do. She wouldn't like that. She'll never let you out again.
I was guarding you.
That didn't need guarding.
We won't mention the cows then, eh?
Oh yeah, that was quite simple.
All right, okay, right then. Okay, so it looks like this is an official FIDE press release because FIDE are really organized and know what they're doing, and have put some stuff in here about Hungary being great at chess and how they've got some famous chess players and some work. So if you can go and read this yourselves, I guess the tournament schedule is quite important for us because we're looking to get into the team, which is why we've got a bit of an eye on the FIDE ratings to see who's going to be picked, because usually that's quite a good metric to use on who to get in the team with. And the good thing for you people that are watching is that what we will do is that when we were in Georgia in 2018, did a video recap at the end of each day. And I guess if I can get decent Wi-Fi signal and everything, then I'll do a stream instead, covering it for 20 minutes or half an hour about even our games and what's going on in the open team.
If you get selected, right?
If I get selected, of course, yeah. Well,
you can do it from Stoke. Well,
I can do it from Stoke actually as well. So if I don't get selected, then I can rip into the games from afar.
Just be sitting there bitterly, won't he? His and he shouldn't even be there.
Beating another GM.
first time I've ever done that. Yeah, pretty much. So that's happening then, and so obviously we'll keep updated. But it's like that's the only news on the Olympiad. Welsh juniors are playing. So if you don't know about this is just an online tournament. It's called the European European Youth Online National League. I loaded up the website a few weeks ago. They've had 3 rounds so far. I believe I want to say every Wednesday, but I thought it was every other Wednesday for some reason, but maybe it is every Wednesday. It's just one online game. And there's this is their table actually. Where should I put?
Is it a proper long game or what?
Well, no. I mean, I think it's like 15 minutes each, I think. But I mean, you've got England A, England B. We're not bottom because of the last round win, but it's really is. There's 2 Dutch teams, 2 English teams. There's 10 teams total. There's no Scottish team there, and I'm not really sure why we entered, but we did. And it's starting to get competitive after a couple of poor results in the first 2 rounds against stronger opposition. Wales finally beat somebody. We beat the Royal Dutch Chess Federation A 4-2. So congratulations to the team of Bence, Gavin, Lucas, Hia, Emma, and Raga, with the bottom 4 boards getting the 4 wins there as well. So they're moving up the rating system. And if you look at if they beat the Dutch A team, that means they've got a great chance of beating the Dutch B team.
I mean, that B team looks better, doesn't it?
It might be. I don't know.
I don't understand. Is that mislabeled?
Well, just on board 1, I guess, right? Actually, lower down, maybe not so much.
Maybe.
Well, the 1600 beats the 1400. Like, I would imagine, like, if I had to guess, I would say the B team would win based on this rating.
Maybe they'll play. We'll have a wager on it.
Yeah,
Welsh Chess Chat in a few weeks' time to find out which Dutch team won, right? Welsh
They probably will play, to be honest, won't they?
Yeah. I think it's an all play all. I think so. Therefore, it's. I think they are meant to.
Well, there you go. I'm going to put some money on the. I'm going to put some money on the B team.
Yeah, put some money on the B team. So hang on. Let's just have a look. They might have already played, maybe. So Dutch.
They did. The 18 won. The 18 won. Yes.
The 18 won 3.5, 2.5. There you go. They've already played.
Can we have a look who beat who?
Right, it's meant to be focusing on Wales here, right? We're not meant to be focusing on the Dutch A versus Dutch B team. Here you go.
Oh well,
it's 2100. So actually, you get a squad to choose from. So you
Wait a minute, I'm really confused. That's a different team, isn't it?
Yeah. But because you can sub in players and sub out players.
Yeah, okay.
But I think the problem with us is that while we might have quite a few players for some of the open spots and the girls spots, you've got only. I think we're quite short.
Oh, you need 3 of each. Oh,
yeah, 3 of each. So 3 girls, 3 open. Well, 3 open spots and then 3 girls. So that's what the F stands for there, female. So, yeah, I know that. I think Emma's having to play pretty much every week. Looks like Raga's playing every week. I think we've got a few playing in the under 18 part section as well. If we have a look at team composition with round results, and then we don't need to scroll all the way to the bottom, but second from bottom, here's us. You can see some of the individual scores, shall we say. So, Bence is having a tough time, and by the looks of things, 3 losses, but we know that he's a good player. And a few other players as well. Raga's got 2 out of 3 in the.
He's got average 10. Rating opponent 21. Something.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah. It's probably helping him though, Bence, because he beat Tom Brown last week in the league. So obviously playing these guys has obviously prepared him well for that. So.
Well, considering Tom Brown has just gained 33 FIDE rating points on that.
Exactly. The form player of Wales and one of our juniors beats him. It's clearly something's going right. So,
I mean, it definitely does show, though, actually, that result by itself. Like, if you're, for example, somebody like Benson, you're thinking, can I get into the Olympiad team in the future? Or have I just got this European youth and representing Wales at junior level? Can you make it into the Olympiad team? Then maybe that gives him hope. Do you think?
It should do.
You have to aim for it, right?
You know how I feel about like how good you can become at chess. Like, I think people disagree with me, but I think you can be as good as you want up to maybe 2300.
Well, I think the thing is these juniors, because they've grown up with all of this new technology, Chessable, for example, they can learn so much faster. The knowledge is so much faster now that we didn't have when we were younger. That means that they can just grow so quickly and do well. But good luck to the Welsh team in the future rounds as well. And I think they might actually pick up a few more points, actually. Looks like there's a few other teams there that they can beat. Maybe not the English teams. They look pretty strong. They've got enough for 2 teams and we're struggling to get 1 out. But, this Ukrainian team looks pretty strong as well. But I guess we'll see how that develops.
Yeah, and you play for individual results anyway. Like if you play those teams, you're going to win. If you lose 5-1, that's a result, right? You take a scalp.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's have a look at some chess and get some chess on the board. Alex, do you want to go first? Second?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go.
You'll go. Yeah, you go. Johan, have you got anything to show? I don't think you had this week.
Nothing too interesting.
Nothing interesting. Okay, you want to see my blunder, don't you? At some point, you're looking forward to anything that I do wrong for some reason seems to attract your attention.
No, I just you seem to say that it was a good blunder or something. So I thought,
yeah, it was relatively simple, but my opponent played well. But we'll look at it. I've seen this already.
We'll be the judge of that. So here, if you're watching on YouTube, you can pause it. But I'll try and race through this. But yeah, so this position, the game ended in a perpetual. I'd just been repeating with Rook E2, Rook E3, Queen C5, Queen C2, and basically everyone in the room pretty much agreed that it was just clearly a draw at the end because Black has to take a perpetual because his king's in a little bit of difficulty.
Right.
What we didn't.
You're white, right?
I'm black.
You're black. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting
so
hammered.
I want these 2 pawns in the. I want these 2 pawns in the opening and then play like an idiot, and I'm getting a bit owned. And I thought I defended really well to get this perpetual, and now I think nobody can blame my opponent for not winning this game.
Doesn't look like a perpetual.
Well, what are you playing?
You're trying to escape the perpetual, aren't you?
He just doesn't feel like one. That's all. Like.
Okay, so
yeah.
But yeah, initially I wasn't convinced, but like the only way to not go into perpetual is step on the G file, right? Then Queen G2, Queen G7.
Yeah.
So for this reason anyway, this is why we took a perpetual.
Is anybody in the chat who was there for this game? Let us know if you were.
I think everyone had given up and gone home by this point, to be honest. But so afterwards I was like, oh, I defended quite well there. And I put it in the engine, and it said mate in 7. I was like, what? How's the end position mate in 7? And the way for white to win is to go king G3. And you're like, what? Queen G2 check. King H4. Queen takes G7. And I'm like, well, no, I'm just a load of material up. White goes Queen G3. You're like, what? Okay, I'm a load of pieces up. I'll swap on F6. Takes. And black, whatever black does, is completely irrelevant because you cannot stop Rook G8. Rook takes G8, Knight F7, mate. Yeah. You literally sack everything you have apart from your knight.
That would have been a really nice win, yeah.
It would be insane. Nice. I mean, I think that's super advanced, right? To see it from that position.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know.
Rook E7 doesn't work. Rook E7 instead of A5. It's obviously not good, but I don't know if it makes a difference at all. But
oh, good question.
No, you just take it. And then,
you just take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then knight takes F7 is going to come next. Yeah.
Still.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that was that. Which I don't think you can blame yourself for not missing, but yeah, I was quite surprised when I saw that on there.
What was the time limit?
How long did he have left to see that?
He had like 5-6 minutes, I think.
Oh no,
maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
And I guess you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can use them all, I guess, but yeah, I don't think anyone can blame him because most people just stop calculating when you see you lose your rook, right? Because it's not even like there's a one mover after that. Even when you get there, you have to see Rook G3 and that it's all made. That's quite a lot. Yeah, and then time-wise, do you want to go on to yours, John, or do you want me to show something else? Take like
no, you can show something else. Let me take one.
Okay, so I'm not going to give any context on this game. I'm just going to whiz through it until we reach, I guess, some interesting points. But all I'll say is I hope people enjoy.
I do like this guy's name. Luke
Honey, yeah.
Great name.
It's from the weekend in Northampton. Played the second round of a Congress, and he's a super nice guy, and he was very decent despite what happened in this game.
What did you do?
There's even a nice twist. So here
is this like the 100 mover or something?
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we? So here I've already played D5, which is a bit stupid because I thought I could play C4 here, but Bishop E5 is just huge for black. And I'm showing it on this thing because I haven't had the heart to put this game into chess play.
So it was the 100 mover.
I just couldn't be asked to put it in. So yeah, we just rattled through. My position is terrible because I played like an idiot. So I kind of
look good, yeah.
It was kind of here, played knight d3 knowing it's not a great move, but kind of hoping he would take this. Just to get some imbalances in the position. I have bishop pair, which is something to cling to, right? But
it's
his
not
pawns
too bad now.
but his pawns are quite big, so I felt this was an improvement. And yeah, so here I take, and it's one of those, I think objectively I'm significantly worse, but if he doesn't play well, my bishops can take over, right?
Yeah. It was good to get that imbalance going.
I think so. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. The quality of chess in this game is not good. No one's gonna pretend, neither me or my opponent. This is
I'm just gonna snip that out and send that to Howard.
Along with the game and annotation.
I should get in just for great determination in this game. So yeah, I create a little blockade here. We go a bit more, and
I think you probably wanted to keep a set of rooks on, right? Like,
well, me or him?
You.
I thought not actually.
That's like the general rule. If your opponent's got 2 rooks, you got 1, you'd rather keep them on.
Yeah.
But okay, but I didn't know that. But now I do. But because I had my blockade, now actually my bishop gets out.
Yeah.
Right, and now I'm just winning. Yeah. So here is the only chance in the game I had to actually win. I was looking at queen d8, and it loses because of queen h5 check, rook e2, queen takes f3. But instead I have queen a8. It just because I defend f3. It's just over. Yeah. So I was quite miffed about that. Queen c4 here.
Again, you can snip that, send it to Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, if Howard ever sees this, I'm well down the pecking order. And here I take the pawn, and I'm like, what a boss. I've won his pawn. I'm going to grind him down here. And he goes rook e2. Oh, oops. So he goes a2, queen c3. And queen b1 just wins on the spot. Like, clearly it wins. I have to take on a2. And it's not even difficult to win this because of how active his rook and queen are. And he goes queen e5. And I was writing it down like, he's got me. And I looked up, I'm like, he ain't got me. Like, that's just a dreadful move. So takes.
Oh my God, this is going to take ages.
He goes rook e7. We finished the score sheet and he offers me a draw. And I was like, no, pal, I can't accept a draw, right? Just, full well it's drawn, right? But
well, hang on. If he knew who you were and how you normally win games, he'd never even think to go into this variation because nobody in their right mind is going to want to play another 2 hours against you if you try and grind this out. And actually, well within your right to grind it out.
Well,
right
play this on. Definitely play this on. But big time.
You have to. And what's funny is from this point, I already had the position I want in my head. And I'll let you know because we're actually going to get there as well. So yeah, I was just trying to gain a bit of time first, so I wasn't playing on increment. We played f5, and I was like, this is going to be really, really hard to get anywhere out of it.
I don't know. Check that bishop on e5, put the other one on the other diagonal.
The problem is you lose a pawn by force, right? G3 drops.
Yeah, you're going to be careful with G3.
You can't defend, right? It's like you have to let it go to get your king active.
Let it go.
So... But I was like, so what? It means the 50 move rule gets reset when you took on G3. So I made a mental note of that. And then, just had a bit of fun.
You're going to checkmate him, right?
Getting close. Well, my plan is to win the G6 point, right? Like at some point, king on F6 or somewhere, or G5 maybe, and bishop on F7. I take G6 and I win. So we tried. At this point, the next round was supposed to have started.
Oh, you're one of them.
It's their own fault for only having 3.5 hours between games. Like,
and knowing that you were entering,
and as a result, there was a huge crowd around the game of impatient people who've turned up for the next round. There might have been a threefold at some point in here, but nobody's got time to claim those, so I'm just go around here.
Wow, it is kind of hard to.
I just couldn't get anywhere. I'm like, this is easy draw, right? But look, bishop c6, this is clever. Rook c7. I mean, bishop e8. I'm like, wow, look where I am.
Oh, hello. Is the king going to G5?
I'm like, I don't really understand how to make progress. Like,
hang on, you can put your king on f6 here, though, right?
Yeah, f6 and then g5.
And then play bishop f6 to block the rook.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. After rook a6 check, he's got king g7.
But can't you go bishop... Yeah, you can just bring the bishop back to the diagonal.
And then, so bishop, what are you thinking? Bishop c5 and then bishop d4.
And then d4 check and then bishop bishop f6.
Yeah, but if bishop c5, rook a4.
Yeah, and then bishop d6.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, maybe just bishop
king
d6
f6
straight away.
Yeah.
Maybe bishop d6 straight away there instead of bishop c5 maybe.
Wait, what
No,
are you saying
because-
after king f6, king h6? What's your idea?
No, not king h6. King f6, rook a6 check. King g5, king g7 to stop bishop f6. And then you just play bishop d6. And then
No,
you're going to
because
play...
the rook's on a6 at this point.
Oh,
so you
true,
can just
true.
pick
Okay,
you,
so yeah,
right? So
bishop...
he needs to
Okay,
go
there you go.
somewhere else.
Yeah, okay.
So I think king f6 just wins, yeah.
Oh no, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Guess we'll never find out.
Clip that for Howard. Just in case people don't know who Howard is, he's the selector for the Welsh team. I might be saying it a lot in this game. That's because he always says it to me.
Oh, we've not reached the worst part yet.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. It's still going. Right, okay.
F6.
Right. Yeah.
He goes here. And I'm like, brilliant. I can take on G6 now. And I was like, well, I take on G6. I'm like, he can't go king H6. So he has to go king
you
J
just
or king
blundered
H8.
something.
And he goes king H6, which I didn't
How on
think.
earth
No,
do you win
I
that?
took this. He went king H6. I was like, I don't have bishop F8, mate, because my bishop is pinned.
Yeah,
And now I'm just losing, right?
that's pretty bad.
So I lose a bishop by force.
Oh my god.
So
That's
now-
terrible.
We're on to the third score sheet, and I've been grinding 121 moves. I now have to defend. And my H pawn is lost by force as well. I can't even defend it. It's impossible.
Oh, I didn't notice you drew. I thought you won this game. Right,
I can't
okay.
win this game.
Oh my goodness.
And I'd be lost.
How on earth did you draw it?
I mean, it's not super easy to win. So this is the point where he has to play rook a3 or rook c3. I think there are only two winning moves. So my king's cut off.
Okay.
He went rook g1, now f7. King here. I went king f3 because I knew exactly what he was going to do. He's probably a bit tired by this point. We'll cut him some slack. And he plays king takes here because he thinks I'm going to queen. And he's going to go
king f2.
rook f1. I go king f2.
Oh,
Took him. And I got my draw.
That must
So-
have sucked.
That was fun.
Because it'd have been a really nice feeling for him to win, wouldn't it? Like after all of that. Do you know when you've
Oh,
got
yeah.
someone's trying to grind you down and you end up winning? That's the best feeling in the world.
And it's the worst on the flip, right? I'd have been devastated. But yeah, I
So
think
just
the draw was a fair result, but it was pretty terrible.
and there was what, probably 20 to 30 people waiting for you to finish when the game could have been over
It's like
an hour ago.
anticlimactic, isn't it? If it's a draw.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
surprised you didn't
yeah.
get lynched.
I think they were all getting, because like at this point, everybody thinks we're getting close to like 50 moves, and then
Yeah.
I'll take on G6, and they're like, oh no, here we go. But yeah, I don't think I'll play a longer game than that for quite a while, move wise.
Do you know what, Alex, though? I do think at some point you're going to try and break the record of how many moves. You know, I think you
Yeah, but-
need to know how many it is. Is it 253? Something like
It's
that? 257?
250 something. But you know what? I'd only do it if I felt there was, like in this one, there was a legitimate chance of winning. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
just play it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. Well, you're going to be entertained by this one because I told you I was thinking about playing a new variation, and I did. And so we got to the promised land of this, and I'm sure that some of our viewers will see. This is my game from the local league on Tuesday against a decent opponent who I've played many times. I'm a heavy favourite to win. Knight G5 is usually the main move. Here, where black goes C6, and then say takes and takes and knight takes, and then D5 happens, and this is a pawn sack line, and that would have been a lot of fun to do in the local league, but he went knight D4. And thanks, guys, for encouraging me to play a new variation because I haven't got a clue what to do here.
Yeah, 94 is not a very good move.
Yeah, but why? Because it felt like a reverse Sicilian Alpin, close to that. So why is it not a good move?
I think knight c6 is what I would do.
Yeah, and I came up with this after a heavy think, and actually does turn out to be the most popular move, and to take away from the center. And then I made a mistake here. He played d4, and I should have taken on d3 en passant, and sock queens, and just played against the d3 pawn, which I saw, but I just kind of wanted a bit more of a fun game where I could outplay him with more pieces on. And that was a bit of a mistake, but we'll get through this because there was a lot of mistakes played here, and this was just a little bit silly. Bishop g4, and I was trying to tempt him into doing this attack, because I wanted his king in the center. And I wanted a bit of a crazy game to make it complex and complicated. So I was okay to be attacked. And then here at this point, let's go to this position. Black to play in this position. And it's nothing major. This is just kind of like an interesting point. A move that I kind of half considered, but then didn't play, and I played something different. But if you think about the general principles, what you want to do here is black. This move is so easy to play, but you've got to play it. What do you think, guys? Black to play.
I don't know. There's a few tempting moves, but I'm probably thinking of c6, maybe something like that. Although a4, maybe c5.
Maybe the chat can help us out. What would you play here? What's your instinct?
Well, mine's a4, but
and maybe this makes me feel better about my decision then. I mean, I played c5, but
yeah,
because the idea is that we see the white king in the center of the board. It's completely exposed, and even if it castles either side, it's not good. And thank you very much, chat. E3 is the move to play.
Yeah,
I
mean that was the first thing.
Immediately.
Look at them both protesting. Look at them both protesting, because I know it's a move they would have looked at.
It's the first thing you calculate, but it takes longer, right? You have to have a good look at it, and I'm not going to calculate it in 1 minute. So
yeah, of course.
Like superficially, you can't make it work superficially. I had to look at it for like 30 seconds there, but like, yeah, there's nothing superficial. You need to have a deeper look. So
yeah, so you do need to obviously spend maybe 10 minutes.
You probably have to, I'd imagine, have a look at, after queen takes, go queen d7, and you've pawn down, but the king's in the middle. So
yeah. I think the key thing that I really liked about this move, and when the computer came up and telling me that I should have done the move before as well, is just it's so principled. Like, I knew that I needed to open up the center of the board where his king was, and I knew that also I needed to move the pawn because the bishop was obviously, and the knight also can make use of this e4 square. I knew that this was the move that I wanted to play, and so I mean I had a little look at it, but I didn't seriously consider it. So I mean I went for c5 along similar kind of lines of trying to smash open the center. But e3 is the best move there, and I missed it as well in the game.
What's the evaluation after that? Interesting.
Well, after e3, I don't actually know.
Okay,
the exact one.
My
computer had it better back here actually as e3, and then on my chess-based computer it was actually like -1 point something, as opposed to equal. So it was just the right move to play.
on this move, instead of e3, I would have been like very heavily considering b5 actually.
Yeah, b5 because knight d5 you want.
And just what you need in a square for your knight, right? When you've got knights, they have to have squares, and it's worth investing a pawn sometimes. So, like your knight is rubbish because it doesn't have any squares. So yeah, you either have to go e3 or b5.
Yeah, I was looking at b5. I decided to go a5 and c5 to smash open that way, but because what I wanted the e5 square for my knight. Even though I agree d5 is right, but I think after b5, I don't think he has to take it or do anything. And he can.
But if he doesn't take it, you can probably still use d5.
Yeah, of course. Not the fun part of the game though. This is where it starts to get fun because my lower rated opponent doesn't stop attacking. I need him to stop attacking me, which is really annoying. He plays g5 rather than h5, which is much better. And we're getting close to the critical point here. Because what blunder move did I make here?
Rook.
Yeah.
D8.
And what does white play to make me look like an absolute fool?
Queen c5.
Yeah. Queen c5. And I mean,
the other rook would have been okay, right?
Maybe. It's actually quite funny because I spent a lot of time investigating this variation. Takes, check, and then takes, and then obviously not here. Knight f3 is just really good, and white's busted, I think. So I spent a lot of time investigating that, making sure that doesn't work. I completely forgot to check that queen c5 is possible.
I would have felt like the other rook was more natural. I don't know, but yeah.
I was debating it because also the a5 pawn sometimes needs protection as well. So maybe the other rook's more natural. But the funny thing here is that this is completely computer found. Apparently, I can play rook d6 here because after he takes here, I think I've got b6.
Yeah,
Wait, is that trapped?
That's nice.
Completely trapped in. There's some crazy lines where he can take here, actually. I think I take with the queen. And queen c7 doesn't work because I've now got this thing going on with a knight discovery. So I completely missed this rook d6 idea, though. And okay, I just go, okay, right, I'm a complete exchange down. Let's go for this, And this is, I guess, the only part of the game that I'm actually quite proud of because, I really make things difficult here, even though it's so easy for him to win. And constantly attacking your opponent's pieces and pawns is one of the biggest things that you should do. And here I attack this pawn on f2. He shouldn't defend this. He should not defend this pawn. He should be playing c5.
Yeah.
And getting the passed pawn over here. And I'm just dead. And I knew if he played c5, he was dead. I was actually lower on time than him at this point, but I knew that he was most likely going to defend it, and he did.
I think it makes sense, though, right? Because if you're lower rated, I think even I would think twice because it looks like not just losing the pawn. You think, and then he'll have rook c2 check, and of course, rook c2 check doesn't do anything, right? But you get really spooked in these positions, especially when you think, I might get a big win here. And I think sometimes it's easy to say, I can defend my rook and I can push my pawns next turn because you think you just don't see where the danger's going to come from, right? Until it comes.
Yeah, I know, and that's all I was trying to do. I was just trying to spook him as much as possible. I knew my position was completely lost. If he finds the right moves, I'm dead. I was just trying to scare him as much as possible. It's all you can do,
isn't it?
It's all you can do. And obviously b6 now, I still thought c5 was a good move, by the way. That's the funny thing. It's still a good move. But he plays h6, and I move my king out. And before I moved my king out, I'd actually calculated this line after bishop g6 that he can't play c5 and take here and win. And I was just quite pleased, actually, because at this point, I only had like 3 minutes left, I think it was, or maybe even 2. And I had to calculate super quick that c5 and rook takes bishop did not win. And I was fairly confident
just
that
full exchange.
Is f3 a nice move here?
Pawn to f3.
Yeah, with the threat of rook g6, right?
Why does that? Oh, because of rook h2.
Yeah.
Move. Well, I play rook h4 then, I think.
Oh, f3.
My rook's coming this way. My king's coming this way is what I want.
I'd be super tempted just to chop on d3 here if I was right.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, actually.
I probably in a blitz game I would take on d3 without any calculation. Just do it.
The problem is that
you lose your h7 pawn.
Yeah, the h7 pawn goes, but then it's actually not easy for him to do much else here. I thought anyway. Well, so, for example, rook here check would be maybe a mistake, allowing the king to come forward. But
I think you basically swap it for the b6 pawn, and then you've got 2 passed pawns. So.
Yeah, probably be in fact, if it just goes here next move, that's probably really problematic. So
it's probably not. It's probably if you're low on time, it's not something you want to defend either, is it?
No.
It's pretty...
Maybe I've got have I got time to? Maybe I can go f5 then.
Now rook b7 is really good.
Well, now I go check.
Well,
king d4.
Oh, well, king d4. I go rook check again.
E3.
Which one?
E3. Yeah. Back to E3.
E3.
Yeah.
Well, can I take on c4?
Yeah, take on b6.
Oh, I haven't got king c5, have I? That's annoying. Yeah, probably is winning. But again, he's got a calculator.
I don't think you don't need to do this, actually. But like in blitz, that's what I would do if I didn't have time. I would just want to have a 1 rook and pawn endgame because the moves are often quite natural.
It's simpler, isn't it? Whereas with this on, this is always going to be a little thorn in his side. And make him think, and I guess making him think about sacrificing the material back is quite good. But he wasted the move here with rook g3. I attacked the pawn on h6, and he finally went for c5, but he could have done it like earlier. And now king d7 is important because after rook here, my king was on d6, I'd be doomed. I've got king c8. And then he goes here, which I thought was a good move. The king comes here, takes. And then like rook e6 is a little sloppy because now when he gives this check, I go here. And b7 does not have a rook e8 threat. Whereas if his rook was on the d file.
Oh, you're hanging on in there, aren't you?
I'm really hanging on here. I'm really hanging on. He takes rook g7, again, a defensive move, but maybe to play rook g8 check. And here, this is a really interesting move because I actually want to play d2 check here and then take this pawn. I think, maybe, although I was debating it. And I thought king c4 was the best move. And he's been +7, +5 throughout this entire thing, by the way. I thought rook f8 was the only move to hold this. And for some reason, his rook switches back to c7. I've got no idea why. I still thought king takes c5 was winning, in which case I was going to go bishop f5 and try and hold it and hope that his king doesn't mate me. But he goes here, and then the h-pawn finally runs up the board, right? And even here, don't take on f4, just keep playing h3. And then he goes here. And then actually, the move I wanted to play was bishop f5. And the computer evaluates this as equal, just zeros. I was just like, great. This move loses, which is what I played. With the idea of d2, takes check. And of course, if he defends the rook, then I take it and then play h2 and get to a draw on bishop versus 3 pawns endgame. But he takes this way, and he's still got a winning endgame here. Still got a winning endgame here at this point. If he plays a4, apparently this
looks easily won, right?
Did you say a4 is the winning move?
Well, apparently so. I mean, I haven't properly analysed it yet. I haven't had time. But
this looks like comfortable though. No.
So how are you going to win it then? What's the strategy for winning it? So I play king c8. I put my king back on b8 afterwards.
Yeah.
So what's your schematic thinking? This is how are you going to win this game?
I just want to go and take that a pawn.
Yeah, because you want to win it with these two, right?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I just go king d6.
King d6, and I take on f5, you take on h2.
I might not even bother taking on h2. I might just go king c6.
Okay, and then rook f6 check, king b5.
King b5, check, king
and
a6.
Then I've got to play something like...
Yeah, that's easy.
Pretty good. Notice how you just want the double pawns all the time. Sorry, connected pawns to win.
Yeah.
As his focus was on the f pawn.
Yeah, I think people like. I think essentially in rook and pawn endgames, you just want to transpose to something that's comfortable, and people would worry about that h2 pawn, but it's not going anywhere. Like you don't have to worry about that h2 pawn, and rook activity is key, and your rook defends and attacks all at the same time. It's like in the perfect place if you're white. So
it's
you just need
interesting though,
to.
because
I
think it was saying that a4 draws for me as well. And I'm wondering if it's linked to that somehow.
Do you know what? That makes a lot of sense, actually, because when the king is on a6, it needs to threaten the pawn and mate. So if it's on a4, the rook can be on f8. Maybe not.
It's a fascinating endgame, and I need to do some more work on it. But the computer was just showing up both this move a4 for both sides throughout this entire endgame. Okay, didn't occur to me. Well, it did a little bit, but I was playing on increment, and my opponent was very low on time, and he for some reason he allowed my king out here, and then I worked this out that this was drawn, and he even let me take here actually, and he took here. And of course, this is drawn, but I thought I'd still play a few more moves.
Oh, yeah, quite right.
He offered a draw here. and actually, I haven't put the moves into the game, but I actually did win this pawn. And then he got his king back, though, so I couldn't do anything, and it was drawn in the end. But I still did play on a few more moves.
Wait a minute, John. Isn't a better winning try rook d7? Or maybe
yeah, to cut the king off. Yeah, I did think about that after I played rook f3, but I was down to 10 seconds on the clock, so I completely messed it up. But I don't think it matters though. But
I just think it's more awkward, maybe.
yeah, because when I played this move rook here, I wish that I was playing rook here next.
Yeah.
But also, I think I missed a move here. I think I missed this move in my calculations. And this is really annoying because after king here, I think he goes a4.
Yeah, a4, yeah.
And I think the same thing happens after this move, although I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, maybe king d4 is better. And it should be drawn, whatever, but yeah, I agree with you. Rook d7, I kind of regret it. I actually think as well, maybe even king b5 might also be a better move. And getting the king into this square.
Obviously king b5,
yeah.
Although rook h4, I suppose.
Yeah, and then okay, and he's got this check coming, hasn't he?
But
maybe
that's the thing it kind of shows though, right, how tricky endings are. If you take the two games we've looked at, the two players who've been pushing in both games could easily have lost both games. Like, you can, I think in any other position, I guess any position can turn. But I think an end game, like one moment you can be pushing it and just like clearly winning, the next you're suffering. I think that's why a lot of people suffer with them.
Yeah, I mean, rook and 2 versus rook and 1 is a typically hard endgame, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah. He's left again. He's dropped that bombshell and he's just left the stream. Oh, that was a bit uncalled for.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
What, you mugged me up and left the stream?
I mugged you off and just left. I didn't even mean to do that. I don't know what's going on today. This is the first time this has happened where everything's kicking me off. But yeah, no, endgames are really tricky. And I guess, even at this level, look at this endgame that should be drawn is still causing a lot of problems. And we still don't know what the true answer is and what it still says zeros here all the way, I think, Johan, when you're looking at it. But these moves are much better.
The thing that's useful, right? This is where sort of like endgame knowledge comes in, is that you need to have something to base your evaluations on. And I know if you've got a rook's pawn, then the king has to be cut off by 4 files for it to be winning. So it's like if you know that, then it's only cut off by 3, so it must be a draw. So it makes everything much easier.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I think you've also got trouble with still trying to win this pawn.
Well, let's just say you did win that pawn, right? Let's just put your rook on d7 and your king on h3. I know it's a draw just based on that rule.
Yeah.
So I know it must be even easier draw otherwise.
Because the king can just stop the rook attacking it and you just put the rook guarding it.
Yeah. So you just have to if you know that, then but if you don't know that, then you're thinking completely fresh and it's a lot harder. So there's a few little rules that it's really handy to know.
Okay, well, I thought that was a fun game, and I definitely felt like I was calculating as hard as I possibly could there at the end. So I was quite happy to play that game, even though it was only a draw.
I think it's what you want from a league match, though, isn't it? The entertainment. You had to work hard, and it will serve you well for.
I just wanted to win this week. I just wanted to win.
Yeah, you got a win, didn't you? I think.
Oh, it was so nice to have someone play badly against me for a change. I forgot what it felt like. It was a terrible game, but from him, and I was just happy for it.
Well, that's good for you as your team top of the league, Johan.
Yeah, we smashed them. We smashed the second place. They were kind of top at the start, and we beat them 4.5, 1.5. So,
well, as we wrap up, guys, Johan, you follow this a little bit more than me and Alex sometimes. Is there any worldwide chess news that we should really be on top of at the moment?
It's sort of quiet before the candidates, I guess, isn't it? But Vikings A just finished, and had a bit of an exciting finish, didn't it? So lots of people in joint first.
Yeah, Wei, I heard he came with quite a few of his own opening ideas as well.
Wei won the tournament on the tie breaks, and his win against Vidit in the last round came from a really nothing opening, and he just was completely winning by move. I don't know, 11 or something. It was pretty
Crazy,
mental,
isn't
really.
it? The collie.
But since then, I've played it online quite a few times, and bloody everybody loses in the same way. It's amazing. Like it's actually quite a dangerous thing to play from white.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize how dangerous it is. I didn't realize till that game, but I've had a little go online just because I kind of play that sort of structure from black. I thought, oh, let's have a try from white, like a move up, and yeah, it's like 1,000,000 times more dangerous.
Cool. When's the candidate starting then? When we're looking forward to this? Apparently they're charging $49 a day. Is it in February? April. Is it April? Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, again, thank you very much. If you could click like, follow, subscribe, whatever the button is, that will help us do more of these as well. But yeah, until next week, it's goodbye from me. Bye-bye. Are you two going to say goodbye or what? You just gonna...
I thought it was going to be a catchphrase.
No, I'm just going to let you two hang and not realize what's going on.
Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Night.